Yo, what's good homies, and welcome back to episode number 6 of our West Tigers rebuild. We are in the third round of the NRL regular season, and we'll be heading out to GIO Stadium to take on the Canberra Raiders. So before we jump into today's game, we're going to take a quick look at the ladder here, and as you can see, the Raiders to start the season are 1-1. The leaders of the comp so far, although we're only 3 rounds in, are the Rabbitohs and the Roosters, both without a loss and 3 wins. Now if you take a look to the left, you'll see that in the Raiders' last game, they got defeated by the Cronulla Sharks 22 points to 10 at GIO Stadium. Alright, let's begin to the game here, and as you can see, the weather conditions aren't too great for footy, but from what I've seen, it doesn't look like the wet weather really affects the game that much. You gotta love that Viking clap. But yeah, back to what I was saying, the wet weather doesn't really feel like it affects the game that much. At least not as much as it did in Rugby League Live 3. I reckon the way they had it in Rugby League Live 3 was great. It forced you to play more conservative. I didn't offload as much, and I always kicked for territory. To be fair, I don't really offload much on this game. That's probably why I don't feel the effects of the wet weather in this game, as the Raiders give away a penalty here, and kicking for a touch can be a pain at times. It's not that the system they've set up isn't good, it's just that I'm terrible at trying to milk every meter, so you gotta play it safe. It kinda brings us back to the degree of difficulty in Rugby League Live 4. It's a great thing because it makes tries and all of that, it makes it more rewarding when you score them. As we hammer away at their line, we've got a shape to the left, and we're going to go to the right to Selmanu Fangai, back inside to Taylor. That inside ball's worked the treat for us so far, as Taylor makes good meters up the middle. And we almost mistimed the pass, so I decided to just take the tackle with a little. Fifth and last, we've got Brooks in the pocket here. We're going to send it out to Tuilolo here, puts up the bomb, it's a little deep, but we've got Sully running onto it, gets the catch, and scores our first contested try. I initially thought I mistimed the catch because it was flashing red. I'm assuming that means it's a perfect catch or something like that, because that happened to me a few times in casual matches. As we look at the contest in the air, such a beautiful animation, both players attacking the ball, and then the quickness to ground the ball. The transition's way smoother, you don't have to wait before putting the ball down. I've yet to do one of those tries that was in the trailer, the Vunivalu try. That's the real contested catch goal I'm trying to hit. As we get smashed in the tackle, lose the ball forward. I don't know, I was standing pretty deep in the pocket, but it took a while to get the ball away. As they go to Austin, inside ball to Soliola, who's actually out for 6 weeks for that hit on Slater. Pretty unlucky I thought, but we won't get into that as they attack our short side here. It's going to be Papa Lee taking the tackle about a few meters out. First tackle here, and they go to Dave Taylor, stopped on the spot, and he doesn't actually go to ground, which is pretty cool. As we rush up on defense, almost let in a try, but the AI saves us there. A try-saving tackle on Soliola. As they go to the left once again, Aiden Caesar gets stopped in his tracks. Great defense so far. Fourth tackle here for the Raiders. As they go to Austin, quick hands out to Whiteson, who steps between 2 defenders, and they finally score their first try of the game. That definitely deserves a full screen replay, as we watch Whiteson finesse his way between 2 defenders, dive straight through them to score their try. Alright, we're back with Croker here to take the conversion, as he slots the 2. Raiders take the lead with under 6 minutes to go in the half. Back with the Raiders, as they shift the ball here, Dave Taylor gets a flick pass away, but it's a forward pass. A great opportunity for us to take the lead heading into the break. As Taylor takes it from the back of the scrum, and we're just going to go on a little run here, try and step Soliolo, but he's going to get wrapped up. Probably should have went to our outside backs as the rain starts pouring. A nice run by Aloiai. I might have butchered his name. My bad if I did. There's a lot of tricky names in this team. As Taylor takes the tackle. We're about 15 out. We're looking for points here. Third tackle. As we go to Brooks running onto it. Tries to drop it under for Chris Lawrence, but it's well read by the defense. Fourth tackle here. As we look to send it to the skies of Brooks. The kick is nowhere near deep enough. I thought the wind would carry it to the line, but looks like the wind had no effect there as we head into the break. It's been a super tight game so far, and it kind of shows that in the match stats here. Both teams' discipline can be improved, but our defenses have been pretty solid for both teams. Jumping right into the second half here, I'm trying to get a kick away off Lolo here. I could see the hit coming, but there's nothing I could do, and we lose the ball once again. The Raiders eventually make their way into our 20, as Whitehead gets tackled right on our 10. Hodgson to Papali, and it's going to be a knock-on advantage here. I'm not too sure what that was for, but as you can tell by the lighting, another great feature I like in this game, as we step our way past Oliola, it's our most potent strike weapon, James Tedesco, racing away, torty and everything, goes coast to coast to score our second try of the game, takes it under the posts, and we're going to retake the lead. Alright, so we'll quickly go back to what I was saying before we scored the try here, as the replay plays. The dynamic weather system, or is it lighting or whatever, I can't remember the term that they used, but we started this game at 5 PM, and as we progressed through the match, it got darker and darker until the stadium lights turned on just before this try. I'm not too sure if it was in Rugby League Live 3. I know the weather would stop and start, but I don't recall the same thing happening for the lighting. I could be wrong, but I thought it was a nice little touch in the game. Alright, back in attack here. We've got Brooks here at first receiver. Drops a beautiful ball under to Grant. A massive hole around the ruck. Finally gets pulled down about 11 meters out. Second tackle here. As we go to Idris, back inside to Teddy. And he's going to get stopped on the 10. Well read by the defense. As we go to Taylor. Tries to take it up the middle. Tried to bump someone off, but he ran into a brick wall. On the fourth here, so we get a Lolo here. Puts a little grabber through. Poor execution on my part, but it doesn't really matter because in the end, we do pick up our second win of the season. It was another action-packed game of footy. Another close game that was pretty much neck and neck for a majority of the game. As we look at the full-time match stats here, James Tedesco, who will be departing Wests at the end of the season, picks up man of the match. As always, sure to charge that like button for more content. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
On the water squad.